It's Wednesday, July 7th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, a multi-million-dollar investment made to provide quality health care for Bahamians. Some new independence kicks making its rounds on the international scene. We conclude our series on the LJM Maritime Academy. And DeAndre comes up big in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So let's start the morning off right. Independence fever is definitely in the air. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Hey, stop that music too quick, as I'm in a partying mood. Big 48, LaDawn. You're looking very, would you say, fancy this morning?
Spiffy. Spiffy is the
word. Looking, going in deep into your Webster dictionary.
Yeah. I see you. You're looking
we're looking the part.
This morning. Yes.
I mean, it's not our birthday, it's the country's birthday. We're going to give a lot of gifts this week. And this morning, once again, we have our regular gift that we give away every morning from Janae's Uniform Center. Let's get the trivia question right up on the board. Who was the first Bahamian Commissioner of Police Force after independence? 502-3870. You can call that number and you can win yourself this nice lunch bag, all by Janae's Uniform Center.
Hey.
But we're also giving away 2 shirts this morning, LaDawn. Two shirts,
I'm wearing the first one, yes.
And the question is, how many forts are on Clifford Park? You must say how many forts, and you must name it. And this is for our Facebook viewers. So you have to go and answer that question on our Facebook.
And I'm betting on our Facebook viewers. I'm sure they're going to get those questions first before the regular viewers.
Now, once again, for the shirt, you have to be one of our loyal Facebook viewers. You can go out there, answer that question. How many forts are on Clifford Park? And you also have to name the forts. And then you can win yourself 2 shirts, some fancy shirts.
Difficult questions there, Fisher. Hope they get it.
All right, but I know our Lloyd Allen is out there on the street standing by. Traffic is busy already this morning. Good morning, Lloyd.
Well, of course, good morning, Fisher and LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. It's a great start to your Hump Wednesday. Today, we're giving you your first look at traffic. And, of course, this one coming in from the area of West Bay Street and Ferguson Road, also known as Propel Track. Now, of course, we want to alert those early morning commuters taking those coastal roads. That is some smooth surf action that should not create many challenges as you make your morning commute. In addition to that, just yesterday, we reminded you of 2 challenges. The first being some road work in the area of Shirley Street and Village Road. Now, of course, that road work continues, and so we want to alert you to that. In addition to that, in the area of 5th Terrace and Collins Avenue, we reported yesterday that the traffic light was malfunctioning. Of course, some good news, it's working now, so persons utilizing that intersection, it should be smooth sailing. Now, there's only one exception for your day. If you leave them after 7:30, that we call the sweet period, all the way up until about 9 o'clock or a little shortly thereafter, you may encounter some challenge. So, of course, we want to advise you to leave nice and early. This morning, we're also joined by our beautiful Sergeant Christinia Johnson from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, giving us an update on traffic developments over the past 24-hour period.
Well, a pleasant good morning to you, and thank you. And a pleasant good morning to you, Bahamas. Over the 24-hour period, the Traffic Division investigated a total of 7 accidents. 5 of those accidents involved damage and 2 involved injury. At this time, there are 3 persons who remain hospitalized after being involved in a traffic accident.
Now, of course, for our viewers, you may see a shot on the screen of the area of Saunders Beach. It's a parking area there. We know that many persons utilize this area for working out early in the morning or even later in the afternoon. Officer Johnson, any advice for those persons who exercise in this area and also the motoring public who traverse this area?
Well, just piggybacking off what you said just now, if you are coming out in those wee hours, you're coming out early in the morning or late in the evening time, as much as possible, you want to utilize their designated parking area. As long as you're parking in these areas, try to park in the areas that are well lit and persons can see you. Another thing we want motorists to be aware of, if you do not find a designated parking area, park in an area where your vehicle does not impede traffic at all. As much as possible, minimize that particular incident happening. Another thing I want to advise motorists of is to minimize the amount of times you park your vehicle in any position, no matter what time of day it is, but you have to reverse onto the main road. That is a no-no. We want to discourage that as much as possible. So just advise them again to make sure when you park your vehicles, well-lit areas, try to find designated parking, and as much as possible, wear your bright colors or wear your fluorescent colors. Please be safe.
All right, so I learned something new there this morning, Officer Johnson, and of course, that's a quick look at your Wednesday traffic report. Fisher and LaDawn, back to you guys in studio.
We are waking up to 81 degrees, partly cloudy, wind southeast at 14 miles per hour, humidity 78%. Streaming moisture from the outer rain bands of Tropical Storm Elsa passing over South Florida will continue to impact portions of the northwest Bahamas, while a tight pressure gradient associated with Elsa on a building surface ridge of high pressure is generating moderate to fresh winds across the islands. As for the northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy to occasionally overcast, humid and breezy with isolated showers and thunderstorms throughout tonight. High temperature today reaching 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight's low, 76. As we look ahead to Thursday, we'll have some breeze in the morning, 90 in the day, 80 at night. And Friday, nice with clouds and sunshine, 90 in the day, 79 at night.
The government making a multi-million-dollar investment into the country's healthcare system. The Public Hospitals Authority signed a $90 million contract with the Beck Group for the expansion and redevelopment of the Princess Margaret Hospital in New Providence and Grand Bahama's Rand Memorial Hospital. Minister of Health, the Honorable Renwood Wells, says the project will not only enhance the country's two public hospitals, but provide a number of employment opportunities for Bahamians.
Beck Group will once again lend its expertise to planning, designing, and constructing a multi-story tower on the premises of the Princess Margaret Hospital. The multi-story tower will house maternal and child services and medical and surgical and clinical areas. In Grand Bahama, a new multi-story tower for inpatient care and auxiliary services at the Rand Memorial Hospital is also planned. I am pleased to note that once again, the Beck Group will utilize the top Bahamian talent available for the architectural and engineering components of these projects.
Still on health news, more than 3 billion people around the world have taken the first shot in the arm to protect themselves from the COVID-19 virus. Health experts citing that if you become infected after the vaccination, the evidence suggests you will only experience mild symptoms.
Our clinical teams are actually indicating that the vast majority of the persons that we are seeing currently at Princess Margaret Hospital and South Beach Health Center, they are not vaccinated. These are the persons that are in hospital right now currently receiving care. There are a minority, I would say about 2%, that would have had just one immunization. But the vast majority of the persons that we are dealing with in the Princess Margaret Hospital and the South Beach Health Center have not had any vaccination. Over the last 5 to 7 days, we are at capacity at Princess Margaret Hospital, and the more severe persons are actually being taken care of for ventilated purposes at Doctors Hospital West, and South Beach as well had 2 ventilated patients over the last 72 hours. So indeed, it is very critical that we ensure that persons can protect themselves. Vaccinate.
Public school students will not be mandated to have the COVID-19 vaccine when school reopens in the fall. That, according to Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd. He says the government will act within the perimeters of advice from health officials. When asked if the vaccinations will be mandatory in private schools, the minister responded this way.
They will have to be like everyone else, guided by the health authorities and what is the law. If there is an arrangement between them and their client base, meaning parents and students, that kind of imposition can be made, then that is a determination between them and that client base. As far as we are concerned, the government has reiterated that there is nothing mandatory about vaccination in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. What private circumstances determine to do or decide to do, it's entirely up to them. And I am sure, as you would have heard, some of those decisions may be tested in court.
A committee has been formed to look into the possibility of establishing a new prison, examining everything from where that facility will be located to what it will cost. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dame, says he met with the committee last week. The conversation comes as officials look to reimagine the local prison system and its goals.
Looking at the possibility of presenting to Cabinet at some point a public-private partnership arrangement that will see the construction of a new modern facility that would, I will be able to accommodate somewhere between 300 and 500 inmates, because the objective here is that we cannot talk about rehabilitation. We cannot talk about rehabilitation and parole, modernization, without first looking at the welfare of officers and inmates alike. You can't tell a guy, we want to rehabilitate you, and then at the end of the day you put him in a cell with about 5 or 6 others. It's about, and look how small those cells are, and the environment is not conducive for it.
What a debut for DeAndre Ayton in his first NBA Finals game. He had 22 points and 19 rebounds to lead the Phoenix Suns to a 118-105 Game 1 win over the Milwaukee Bucks.
We all got on each other, had candid conversations where, we had to adjust. But candid conversations lead to wins. And, it started to be great communication and constructive criticism. And we just all take it into a positive and play it together, bring it to the other guys, and they see how we are playing as a unit, and it's contagious.
Shawnee Miller-Uibo. If I didn't see this, I wouldn't believe it. Gearing up for the Tokyo Olympics with a lap yesterday at the Hungary Grand Prix in Europe. This was built as a matchup between Shawnee and Sharika Jackson from Jamaica, but with the Jamaican coming out on top in the 200-meter battle. Jackson, who was drawn behind Shawnee in lane 5, led off the curve and powered down the straight to take the victory in 21.96 seconds. Shawnee, the Rio 216 champion in the 400 meters, finished second in 22.15. And talking about players, back in the States, Josh is making Sports Center's top 10. Coming in at number 6, check out this play. The Bahamian made a shot last night to Rob turn off a hit. The Miami Marlins needed all the defense they could. They won in a low-scoring affair over the Dodgers 2-1.
As the Bahamas celebrates another independence anniversary on July 10th, the morning team will mark the occasion in grand style. Whether it's catching crabs in Andros, growing pineapples in Eleuthera, swimming with the pigs down in Exuma, or raising mutton on Long Island, the morning edition will showcase it all, but with your help. So send us a video of what your island produces to kanoshisims@gmail.com.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
That's why we got the...
It is the night of July 9th, 1973. Leaders, heads of state, representatives of over 80 nations of the world have come tonight to Nassau's Clifford Park.
Originally from Barbados, he will always be a part of Bahamian history. The morning edition sat down with the former Deputy Commissioner of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. He's 87 years old now, Keith Mason, who back in 1973 was a chief superintendent.
6 or 8 weeks before the independence celebrations, I was called by the then newly installed Commissioner of Police, Latil Thompson, to his office and informed that they had selected me to be commanding officer of the Independence Parade.
From there, he had a short time to put things in order.
I had to get together all the platoons, which consisted of police officers, 2 platoons of Marines from Her Majesty's ship that were in port, His Highness the Prince, and several of our own platoons from the prison, immigration, about 300 or 400 men and women in all, including the Royal Bahamas Police Band and all the other ancillaries. We commenced practices for the big special day.
Then came that big night.
2 sergeants were selected for the lowering of the British flag and the hoisting of the new Bahamian flag. That night, the parade commenced about 11 o'clock or thereabout. At 12 midnight, we will be ready to lower one flag and hoist the other flag. And at midnight, all the lights were doused. I was ready for the orders to be given to lower the British flag for the last time in the Bahamas as a colony, and to raise Flagstaff, the new Bahamian flag that would bring into symbolic fit a new Bahamas, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
In his more than 40 years on the force, that night was one of his proudest moments.
The most Bahamians I've ever seen, not only Bahamians, visitors, I have never seen that crowd of people any place in Nassau at one time. Thousands of Bahamians were on Fort Charlotte, waving flags, keeping noise, and just making a joyful noise at the birth of the new Bahamas.
And after all these years, he still looks back at that historic night.
The fact that I was, of all the officers in the force, especially selected to do that job, it meant to me that my bosses, the commissioner and his team, had the confidence I would do it without mistakes.
So what stands out the most about July 10th, 1973?
Pride Bahamians had that morning, seeing their country become an independent country with people who would run their own business, their own politics. No orders coming down from above.
Well, you can't go out on the town dressed in independence paraphernalia without some kicks to complement the outfit for the holiday. Well, a local radio personality is making local and international waves after displaying Bahamian pride with the creation of the footwear as the country gets ready to celebrate its 48th birthday.
I just thought, man, it would be so great if I could actually buy a pair of tennis or a pair of shoes that actually had our national colors all in it.
And it was during the Independence Feel the Rush parade on Bay 3 years ago that the Allegiant sneakers concept was born. Owner, One Family Warrior, and radio personality Anthony A.C. Coakley says a conversation with a friend alongside his vision brought the shoe game to life.
She introduced me to the Souls Fing team, and we started to work on the flag-inspired sneaker concept. And from that first concept, brought for 2 other concepts, which was the depiction of the flag and then a flag color. All of the colors of the flag inspired sneaker. And after those 2 concepts, which took about maybe 3 months to actually bring to life, I looked at it and I said, well, you know, if I'm going to represent the Bahamas, why not, you know, represent with one of our national symbols? And then the whole flamingo shoe concept came to life, which really was inspired by Junkanoo.
Since its launch back on June 17th, 120 pairs of sneakers were purchased by Bahamians locally and internationally.
The very first pair of shoes was delivered to a Bahamian couple living in Pennsylvania because they had to have it. And then a second pair to students in Canada. They got the second pair delivered to them. And it's been a really great feeling, the support of Bahamians, both locally here in Nassau, but particularly outside of the country, wanting to be able to represent to the fullest, especially as independence is approaching.
Coakley plans to incorporate the Blue Marlin into his shoe line and has already entered into an agreement to have the popular sneakers on the shelves of a local shoe store pretty soon. And while planning to present a different sneaker line next year, Coakley also encouraged Bahamians everywhere to continue to pledge their allegiance to our national flag.
And when I walk into stores and people walk up to me like, "Are you the sneaker guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That's been really encouraging, and persons just messaging and calling, and of course on social media just giving me thumbs up and kudos and how proud they are of the product, and that's been a really, really great feeling. You know, as Bahamians, there's nothing that we can't do, and the thing that I pray and hope that every Bahamian gets out of these pair of sneakers is that we could do anything. You can create anything. There's nothing that you're limited to, especially in this world that we live in now, which is connected by just the tap of a screen or the click of a button. That I want persons to be inspired to go after their visions, after their dream, and to do it with pride.
And here are some Bahamian plant facts. Did you know that the aloe plant has a variety of health benefits? The native plant treats certain skin conditions, prevents cavities, heals burns, lowers blood sugar levels in diabetics, relieves constipation, reduces wrinkles, and is good for hair, moisturizer, and growth. Yesterday, our very own Carla Palmer gifted the newsroom with 2 aloe plants and is currently growing them in her backyard. And as we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On July 7th, 1960, the new 4,500-foot airstrip in Deadman's Key, Long Island was officially opened. Also on July 7, 1997, Sir Lyndon Pendling became the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party.
% of schools nationwide are now outfitted with fiber Wi-Fi connectivity. Public schools on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Eleuthera are now 100% outfitted.
Of our feature on the LJM Maritime Academy, which opened its doors October 2014 with 188 students applying.
But students did not have the prerequisites, so we only took in 41 at the time. At that time, the fees were cheap. We had just begun. Mr. Lowell J. Mortimer had put into the tune of some $30 million into this institution. Students came in. We wanted to really give a holistic approach to the whole training. The intent was also to have dorms here, an administration building, but due to the recession at the time, we were only able to complete what we have now, which we call Phase 1.
The school is a semi-regimental institution.
So that means students have to be very disciplined. And students come over to campus in the mornings. They come by boat. They come over for 7:30. They have colors at 8 o'clock, and they go classes from, let's say, 8:30 to 5:30. They do have a lunch break and 1 or 2 breaks, but they're responsible for cleaning up all their areas. At the end of the day, they have to mop the bathrooms, clean the classrooms, dust, sometimes even mow the yard. So it's teaching them how to have a holistic approach as when they're on the ships.
Now, for those interested, just apply, and then it's smooth sailing.
We do have a ratings program, which is shorter. And if you don't have the prerequisites, you may start at the ratings. You don't need anything to come in with the rating. You only need to be 17 years old and have a passion for the sea, passion for working, passion not to give up, passion, strive for excellence. Once you come in with that, and we carry you through the rigor of a 4-month program, going to school from 8:30 to 5:30, and if you are successful in that with all your math, your English, your physics, your chemistry, it gives you a way in to the officers program. Because the qualification for the officers program, you need to have 5 BGCSEs, math, English, chemistry, and physics. And if persons don't have those subjects, what we do is we do offer an upgrading class for that.
The seas have not always been calm for the academy.
After 2015, we had some difficulty with, I should say, birthing persons. And birthing persons is putting persons on international ships. And after that, We got personsonships from 2016. Our students have sailed worldwide. We've had first one graduation so far, and all of our persons are working. Persons have gone on to Caribbean Maritime universities on scholarships and became the valedictorian of that university in Jamaica.
My favorite places in the world, the Bryland Club officially opened its Marina on Friday, marking a milestone in the enhancement of Harbour Island's tourism product. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, was at the launch event and hailed the Marina as one of the most beautiful marinas in the Caribbean. The $100 million first phase of the development saw more than 150 Bahamians working on the project. Construction on the second phase of the project is expected to begin in the fourth quarter of 2021. Educator Princess Burrows penned a new children's book called Letters to a Mother, Confessions from Engine Number 9. The book will have youngsters glued to the pages as they'll tell the tales of rich kids just like themselves growing up on the island of Andros. A graduating class in Andros was blessed with copies of the book, which is now available at select locations in Love Hill. It's also available on Amazon.com, paperback and Kindle format, and you can contact the author. Well, our Lloyd Allen is in the kitchen this morning and he's whipping up some sticky buns. Good morning again, Lloyd.
Well, of course, we're out here live, West Bay Street with Sticky Bun Factory, and today we're speaking with the proprietor, Dandria Bethel. She's been in business now for the past 8 years, and it's all about independence as she does a demo for us this morning on a sweet treat. Good morning, Dandria.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. All right,
so talk to us a little bit about what you're working on this morning.
Okay, so right now we have our guava buns that Katie's going to help me dress for you guys. But this is popular. Of course, Independence is coming up, so we are focusing on flavors that are native to us. So we have the guava, we have pina colada, and we may sneak up another one on you guys for that time when it gets closer there. But this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to start dressing with some cream cheese. Go ahead and get some of there. Okay. And you can just go ahead and smear that all over that. Cream cheese, of course, adds a little zing to the awesome guava that we love as Bahamians. And once we get a good amount of that on there, then we're going to go ahead, as you continue to do that, then we're going to take some guava bits, some diced guava, and we're just going to drop a little bit on each one. Because, of course, there's tons of guava inside, but who hates more guava? Right. Nobody. Everybody loves extra guava. You want to go ahead and put some on there?
So, of course, while you're doing that, I do want to remind persons that they're out here live right now. So if you're passing, you definitely want to stop by and have your treat. This is something that they've been working on. They have several flavors that would be just right for you, leading right up to Independence. Talk to us about some of your flavors.
Our flavors, well, we have different flavors. Right now we have the guava, which is a favorite of everyone. We have the chocolate flavor. We have cinnamon. We have pina colada. We have the classic cinnamon. And then we also have strawberry. But what we've been doing is introducing other flavors. So last week when we were at the pop-up for the month of June, we had Coca-Cola and we had carrot cake. I know, right? Like who does that? So at our next pop-up at the end of July, we're going to have some new flavors for you guys. Oh, wow. And that's the sauce that we...
I want some of those sneakers. I think we need we need some of those sneakers. Yeah, I love it.
Now we got to get some treats today from Lloyd. I tell you, I'm in a partying mood today. I don't want this prize today. Let's give the trivia answer. This is Nash Uniform Senator Celestial Thompson. He is the Commissioner of Police after our first independence. And our winner is Anthony Carroll. And you can pick up your prize today from the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. And we're going to check our Facebook page as soon as we get offset for how many forts are at Fort Charlotte. You can name them and you can pick up your shirts today as well. But they don't want to miss the special prize that we are giving away tomorrow. And that's for our Facebook viewers as well. A night stay at Comfort Suite. So be a part of that. Only our Facebook viewers are going to be a part of that. So get on board. We're going to give the question out tomorrow, and you can win your night stay at Comfort Suite.
I think that's a pretty good question. I love that. I love that. We're in the independence mood. I'm excited about independence. I'll be off and be enjoying myself for the holidays. And that's a wrap for us this morning for the entire team.
Have a great day. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
Have a good morning, everyone.
Slide and slip in, dipping